Good morning. I'm coming on here because I wanted to share something with you. A lot of people think if they want to go after their dreams that it has to cost a lot. They have to give up everything. It's going to cost too much to get started. They don't have the money, etc. So I just wanted to come on here and really just share with you some of the things that I've done to help me get started, and really that you don't have to break the bank either. So, for example, if you're wanting to leave your 9 to 5 job, but you're thinking, how am I ever going to afford to be able to do this? There's some really practical things that you can do that don't cost a fortune, or really don't even cost anything, that you can do to help get you on your way. So, the first thing that you could do is decide what you actually want to do, completely free. You can just start dreaming. You can start writing things down, start brainstorming different ideas. If you were going to leave your 9 to 5 job, I mean, let's face it, we all have to work and earn money. So what would you like to do instead? And that doesn't cost you anything to explore. You can just write it all down, start brainstorming and see what comes through for you. That is what I did when I was getting started. I used to escape my building at lunchtime and I would go and sit down by the river in Melbourne, so down by South Bank. And I used to go with a little notebook and I would sit there and write what I wanted my life to look like. So if I wasn't in my 9 to 5 job anymore, what were my days filled with? What was I doing? The fun things? How was I earning money? Where was I living? What could I smell, taste? All those kinds of things. And I just spent time really starting to define what that looked like for me. And I didn't try to censor myself. I didn't try to make sense of anything that came through. I just wrote it all down. I didn't even worry about how I was going to make it happen. I just started to write it down. And then from there as well, it really helped me to get clearer on what it was that was no longer working for me, so that I could then decide and see what it is that I really wanted. So that's something I don't usually say to people, to focus on the things that you don't want, because I think that can be very counterintuitive and almost destructive because you're focusing on the wrong things. But in this instance, it's something, if you're just spending a little bit of time on to start with, you can write down all the things that are no longer working for you, what you don't want to do, write them down. Because in that instance, you can use that to help define what it is that you do want, especially if you're stuck and you don't really know what that looks like at this point in time. So if you know that you don't want to work, okay, well, what is it about the work that you don't want anymore? Is it the hours that you're keeping? Is it the low income? Is it not having enough money after all the bills are paid after each pay? Whatever it is, write those things down, because then you can turn those into what it is that you do want. So those things are completely free to start you on your way, and they will be some of the most powerful things that you do, because it's through that will help you actually give direction of what you can do outside of work, what it is that you want to spend your time doing. Write down the things that you are good at, that you're passionate about, that people come to you for help with. Those are really basic things as well that don't cost anything, that can help you get started on your journey, on what it is that you want to be doing instead of working your 9 to 5 or working for someone else, whatever that may be, or being just a stay-at-home person and you want to start earning your own money. So write those things down. What is it that you are constantly asked over and over again, that people come to you for help and advice with? Again, great topics. Things that you do naturally that you might not even realize that other people don't know what to do. You can write those down. And then to even get started, you can start just interacting with people about what it is that you're passionate about. Again, that doesn't cost anything. But when you start to get into the practicals of, okay, I really want to start my own business, what do I need to do? Well, you can start a Facebook page, a Facebook group. You can start a page on Instagram and just start sharing your passions and start getting people to follow you and interact with you. And again, this doesn't cost anything, but it helps to build your audience. It helps to create a platform, and it helps you to be able to create something where people can see you as an expert in that area. And then other things that you can do is that you can start to decide on how you want to be known. Do you want to explore and use your own name? Do you use a completely different name? Because again, if you're going to have a page for someone to have a look at, what are you going to call it? So these are little simple practical things that you can just start to do that don't cost you anything right now. And if you want to send out emails to people, you want to send out some kind of a blog or a newsletter, you can easily do this with free email platforms that if you have under a certain amount of people, I think some of them are under 1,000 people, that you can have a free account with them. And therefore you can use that to email out to people and tell people what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're passionate about, help them on a certain topic, or even tell people how they can work with you so that you can start building that authority. And even at the start, if you're helping some people for free or anything like that, offering your help, that might be great in exchange for testimonials or just experience to help, again, build up what it is that you want to do, all free. And then there are other things that you can do as well. You can start a YouTube channel. You can just start recording on Facebook or Instagram. And Facebook is really good for this as well, particularly if you have a business page or a group, because it allows you to download the videos straight to your laptop or computer or phone. And it also gives you the option to download it as an audio. And again, these are all free. And you can use YouTube to host all your videos on, and you can either have them as unlisted so that people can't see them unless they've got the little code, or you can have a free YouTube channel. So it's another way for people to see you, to get to know you, to interact with you, and to follow you. Again, these are all free, and these can be things that you can do while you're still working your 9 to 5 that don't necessarily take a long time, but will help you be able to build something on the side so that you can start to get that one step out the door and into creating the thing that you want to create. And again, these are all free tools that you don't have to pay anything for to get started. And if you like, you could even be hosting inside of a Facebook group, a program that you can be emailing out to the content with the video links inside your email to the people that have joined up, to be able to share on the content that you have. So you don't even need a website to get started. Again, you can do all of that for free. And then another thing that you can do is if you want to start taking payments, say for example, you're just starting to become a reader or starting your own little spiritual side business, whatever it is, and taking small payments for things, you can just open up a PayPal account, a business one, and then you can actually create for free links in PayPal so that you can email directly to someone or give them that link, which means that you can accept a payment from someone. Now, things like that you might need to find. It's been a while since I've set mine up, but you might need to find if you have a business account in PayPal that you have to supply an ABN number if you're in Australia. Again, these things don't take long though to set up. If you want to set up a business and you're looking to actually create income through that, the things you're going to have to be able to, or you're going to need anyway, if you have a bank account, if you have a PayPal account, any of those things. So you can start doing these types of things today. And again, it doesn't cost anything, or if it costs something, it's a very small amount to register, things like that. If you're creating a business name, you might need to register that, particularly if you're not using your own name, or if you want to secure a domain site, like a domain name for your business, whether you're doing it now or it's something that you're going to build out and you just want to secure the name before it goes. These are things that do not cost much at all. Having a business name, particularly if it's one that's not been taken or a popular one that you might need to pay more for, but they can be really, really cheap. And I'm talking like under $20 a year to host, depending on the name. So it can vary. But again, these are things that are very inexpensive. So these are just a few little tips that you can do and start putting into practice today to start building something outside of work for yourself. So I hope you found that useful, and it's just a few little tips I wanted to share with you to help get you started on your way, because this is what I love to help people with. So if this is something that you are feeling stuck with, you want some more guidance on, send me a message. I'd love to help you and work with you one-on-one to be able to achieve that and really get you going as quickly as possible. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll come back and share some more tips again soon.